12 more games for Luton to try and salvage their poor performance this year and remain in the Championship. We sit rock bottom, 24th place, 11 points behind Portsmouth, who sits 17th. It's going to be a tough game, and it's a must-win. We are going to dissect it all today, find out more about Portsmouth, and also my thoughts on how we're going to line up. And if you do like today's video, make sure you smash that like button, hit the sub, and let us know your thoughts in the comments and how you think you want to see the setup. So Portsmouth set up in a 4-2-3-1 style, which was pretty much what we've seen most of the season for every other team. They do sit 17th place on 39 points, 11 more points than Luton. They have won 10 games this year. They have, however, conceded one more goal than Luton this year, which is quite a crazy stat, to be honest with you. However, they have scored 12 more goals, which is a lot of our problem this year. We're just not very clinical, and that's why we are so low down in the table, because we don't put our chances away. We create a fair number of chances. When I say we create them well, we create chances in terms of get the ball up to the final third, but then just don't do anything with them. We had 17 shots in the week against Plymouth. That pretty much shows our problems with the season. Portsmouth are currently sitting 9th in the form table for the last 6 games. They have won 3 games and drawn 1. Luton sitting 23rd in that table. We have won 0 in the last 6 games. And in fact, we've won 0 in the last 12 games. Matt Bloomfield coming in. This is his 9th game. Still without a victory. You talk about, you know, appointments. Matt Bloomfield was due to come in and be our saviour, like Rob Edwards was to take us to the Premier League. And in fact, Nathan Jones was when he come in to save us from the last time that we're due to drop out of the Championship. However, it just hasn't worked for us so far. You know, I'm rooting for Matt Bloomfield to get his first win and sort of kickstart that. But at the moment, it's not looking likely, because of the way that we keep playing. Well, we are trying to score goals, but we're just not doing it. We was brought in to sort of play 4 at the back and play them 3 up front and try and be attacking football. We could be as attacking as we want, but if we can't put it in the back of the net, it's not going to happen. We've scored, I think, 4 goals. 2 of them came in one game against Oxford away from home. Yeah, it's been a bit of a disaster so far, hasn't it? If we do go down, you would then start to look at the board and question the appointment. You know, it looks good on paper. No one really thinks, you know, no one thinks we're going to be in that situation, especially not at the beginning of the season. You know, I'm trying to stay positive for it. Matt Bloomfield, it's not necessarily his fault, because the players are the problem as well. Rob Edwards was struggling to get it out of the players after coming off a relegation from the Premier League. However, we change our manager and it's still not happening. So you do have an element of it's got to be the players as well. He was brought in to play that 4 at the back, and he's all of a sudden gone back to playing 3 at the back, how we've been playing under Rob Edwards, because the players just not been playing as well as suited in the formation that he was trying. So, yeah, real difficult situation to be in for Luton Town, really. Looking up at their players, Josh Murphy is definitely someone to look out for. He scored 6 goals. He's 9 assists as well in 30 games. Callum Lang would be someone to look out for with 10 goals. However, he is out for the rest of the season now with a long-term injury, so I wish him a speedy recovery. To make you aware, I have got some new merchandise out. I have had it ordered and had sent just so I can see the quality, and it looks really good. I've had this custom-made artwork, and it is obviously of Luton Town with the scarf and everything like that. I'm going to have quite a few more designs being made, and I also do have a quirky top as well that has everywhere we go. It's Luton Boys making all the noise. We've also got hats, we've got jumpers. You'll see me with the orange jumper. We've got them available, and we've got other sweatshirts and hats and all sorts. Go check it out on deggyuk.co.uk. Luton matching up against Portsmouth. We have won 23 games, drawn 14, lost 17. So we are ahead on the 11-11. But that all goes out the window with Luton's current situation. The last time we played Portsmouth was a 0-0 with Kaminsky coming out and having an absolute horror challenge to get himself sent off and play the rest of the game. We defended pretty well, to be fair. We defended pretty well towards the end and ended up holding on to a 0-0. But out of that team that we played, we've got Mengi out injured full-time for the rest of the season. Ogbene, we sold to Ipswich, who's also injured. Chongi, also injured. Baptiste, injured. Kaminsky is still Kaminsky, but he doesn't come off his line ever since that game. Clark is not in flavour anymore after getting a bit injury, and Walsh coming in and doing really well, and Morrison Adebayo still there. I can see us sort of trying to still play a similar formation to how we did against Watford, how we did against Sheffield United and Plymouth, because we just don't think we've got the players to be able to do the 4 at the back. If we do play that way, I want to see Kaminsky rested and bring in either Krul or Shea. I would quite like to see Shea. I know Krul is second favourite at the moment, but he didn't even get to play in the cup match against Forest. So you do question why he's on the bench, but he's not, you know, getting featured in the cup match. Shea, everyone's talking about. He's not necessarily the answer, no, but we've got 3 keepers. We keep letting in goals. We've changed all of our back line. We've changed the midfield and everything. The only person we hasn't changed this season is the keeper. We do talk about keepers trusting their defenders, and if defenders can't trust their keeper, then there's going to be a problem. So if we can change it to give it a try, I think that would be a good idea. So I'm going with Shea in goal at the back. Naismith and Bell, certainly, if Naismith is back in. They were talking about a tight hamstring, so if he can get him back in for this game, a crucial game at home. Not sure about McGuinness. I know he went off slightly injured, whether it was precautionary again for the Watford game. If he's not available, Makoso, I thought, did really well for 45 minutes. He also played in the youth match a couple of weeks ago as well and looked pretty good as well. I think he would be a better suit than Walters. Walters is obviously not a centre-back, but he's having to play a centre-back for the time being, like in the Watford game, to try and, you know, fill the gap. But Makoso looked good when he came on at half-time, commanded that back. I know Watford didn't really press, didn't really have anything to do the second half, but it will be good to test him for the second half. If McGuinness is not available, get Makoso in there. So we've got 3 defenders at the back. We then have Alfie on the left as usual, and Jones did really well against Watford, just no end product. Need to try and get him that final end product on the right wing back side. So stick Jones there again. In the midfield, again, leaking goals. Nakamba. I'd like to see Nakamba rested for this game and see Fanny is someone that we obviously he's completely gone away with. We brought Fanny in and, you know, we're talking about him coming in as a saviour, but it quite hasn't happened either. However, he does look strong. Let's try and utilise him. Put him as the central defensive midfielder that when the Nakamba would be. And then in front of him, have Walsh and have Asgard to try and move that around in the midfield. Fanny does look good when he comes forward as well. And he wasn't scared to shoot at QPR either. So, yeah, I think Fanny, Walsh and Asgard. And then up top, Morris and Nordas. Give them 2 a go again. Nordas looked pretty good. He needs to start looking at the ball because he's going to give so many fouls away and potential yellow cards if he constantly targets the defenders instead. That's kind of how I feel we're going to set up. We need to get a win. Got to get a win against Portsmouth at home. I know Portsmouth have been better off, certainly by the teams below, but we're just going to go further and further down at the moment, and we're 6 points from the drop now. Talking about our goal difference as well, so we really need to pick ourselves up and get ourselves out there. We've got Hull in a couple of weeks. We've got Cardiff as well coming up, but then we've also got Burnley away. We've got Leeds at home, Middlesbrough, top teams still to come to Luton and go away to. So we need to start picking up these points from home. If we can't, yeah, might as well send ourselves down now. Thank you for watching today's video. Please make sure you hit that like, the sub, and let us know in the comments your thoughts. We will see you on Saturday